Ranking-Member Braun.
I'm going to defer to Senator Scott.
All right. Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Ranking-Member Braun. Commissioner, thanks for being here. Thanks for taking my call. I think all of us probably were dealing with this overpayment issue, and I know you've come up with some proposals to deal with that. So thank you for doing that.
Thank you.
So we were both governors, and Senator Braun's going to be a governor. So when you're the governor, you have to sort of solve all the problems. And it sounds like you're really focused on the service problems, which is outstanding that you're doing that. And that's going to make it, if you're able to get that done, it's going to make a difference. So thanks for doing that. I just want to talk about just the fact that it goes bankrupt in 34. One thing that surprised me is we just got President Biden's fourth budget, and there was nothing in the budget that actually protects Social Security from the standpoint of it didn't reduce when it was going to go bankrupt. There's been nothing in there, which has surprised me. So I can't imagine, I don't know, when you walked in, if you had, as governor, I don't know where your pension plan was, but you tried to make sure it was fully funded. So aren't you surprised that there's nothing in the budget to deal with the solvency issue of Social Security?
When I was elected governor, our pension system was very challenged, was facing unsustainable, an immediate unsustainable future, and we had to fix that. People weren't happy about it, but we fixed it. The depletion event, as the actuaries call it, to distinguish it from bankruptcy, that is now estimated to be happening in 2034. That would be the point if you men and women of our Congress don't act as your predecessors did about a month before the last depletion event in 1982. If you don't act, it is true that Social Security would only have 77% of the dollars that it needs to meet full benefits. I'm not terribly surprised because I also know that, in terms of a formal proposal from the president, I know he's been very clear about his policy position, and I also know that he has consistently stated his desire to see those that earn more than $400,000 to start to pay into Social Security again. And I also know from having gone through the confirmation process and met with many of you that there are a lot of ideas out there. There are some of your body who told me we should try to do this right now. There are others who said there's no way in the political dynamics of an election year that this can get solved right now, and we need to do it after the next election. Fortunately, I no longer have a political job, so those calculations
you're going to get it done.
Those calculations are not mine to make; they're yours to make. And we have great actuaries, and any way that we can be of help as you think about this, we would be very responsive and able to do so.
I'm sure you didn't read it. I proposed a bill that would make sure that we didn't reduce benefits for Medicare and Social Security, and I can't imagine you don't. Without reading the bill, I'm not suggesting you sign off on the bill, but you probably agree with that, right? We shouldn't be taking people's benefits
That's the goal.
away. That's not a hard one, is it? Do you support efforts by Congress to use savings generated on programs like Medicare or Social Security to pay for other spending?
Well, that would be a policy call.
Do you think we should do that?
I think we should do whatever it takes to secure, for the security of the men, women, and children of the nation, as FDR said.
Okay. So, so I'll give you an easier one. Would you allocate if you have to choose, $80 billion to the Social Security Trust Fund, or $80 billion to add more IRS agents? Which one would you choose?
Well, again, that's a policy choice. I would advocate, what I would suggest is that you don't even have to choose between the two, because people have already paid for the 1.2% we need in customer service, and they paid it in their FICA, and it's already there. We just need to be allowed to use it out of the trust fund. And if we did, Senator, would only advance that depletion event by 30 days.
One quick question. Telework. So you've got, I think it said you have 55,000 employees. How many people are working in office versus working from home?
Yeah, it depends on the job and it depends on the function. I did make an announcement about adjustments to our telework policies. Can I go into that as succinctly as I can?
And Commissioner, can you say where it was before COVID and where it is now?
Yeah, it's an interesting story. To encapsulate it, at the end of President Obama's administration, he encouraged Social Security to make their workloads, their processing workloads, portable. It was not because he was president and saw that a pandemic was about to shut us down. It was because he wanted to reduce carbon footprint, impact on climate, and all of those sorts of things. Social Security responded, and they made many of their workloads portable, meaning that they could be done from any place, either at the office or at home. And thank God they did. When a new administration came in, they put an end to that policy. They said everybody has to work at a work site 5 days a week. And then about a year later, the pandemic hit, and they said, whoops, everybody go back to work at home. So we've had a lot of whiplash. Ever since the pandemic ended, however, all of the field offices have been open 5 days a week, 9 to 5, 5 days a week. And the employees do 3 in the office and then 2 teleworking out of the week. The managers have to manage that, and some of their work involves what they call adjudication, the follow-up stuff, the processing. It's not all just seeing people through the glass. You got to process those cases. I made an announcement in February 2nd that I would, of course, be in headquarters 5 days a week. My command staff and people in the commissioner's office are 4 days a week, 1 day of telework. Everybody else, 3 days of telework. I'm sorry, 3 days on site, 2 days of telework. And that also affected all of the headquarters in the 9 different regions of SSA. The computer programmers were 2 and 3, 2 days on site, 3 of telework. And we hope that that's going to be a better and more effective balance.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chair.